you're not talking, you can just mute. Or Michael, yeah, you can just mute. And when you say something, you can't mute. Greetings. This is Zoe. It's Galactic Feline. I am from Sirius, but have a lot of we're in connections. Also, I'm here part of the Galactic Union between humans and animals. For humans to realize animals are not just animal beings. We are much more than that. We're here to bring direction to humans, especially as more humans are getting more connected to their animals, channeling their vibrations, seeing animals as more of a person than just a family member, not just a companion. There's much more a guardian, basically. Even a bird, even a goldfish is a guardian in some form or another. Goldfish or fish in general, well, goldfish, fish and goldfish, work in the astral plane just as much as cats do. So cats, yeah, we go deep into the astral plane. We see everything. Canines do to a certain extent, but they're more connected to the physical. So they're there to keep physical intruders out, while the cats are there to keep non-physical out as much as we can. Of course, we don't always win those battles, especially with alien beings that have it out for us. So, but we can warn and put energies out there. This is basically for humans to realize there's much more going on than what you're seeing. Well, yes, you have questions, please, whenever you'd like to begin.
So I have quite a few cats, and this last couple of weeks, I woke up from anywhere from 2 to 6 cats in the bed with me. I know they're guarding from something. Can you tell me more about that?
Well, first of all, it's not that they're staying away from something. Also, they're keeping you level in the astral plane so you can come back safely. So the more of them means that you have more that you're doing. You go deep into the astral world. So make sure that you reconnect back to your body, basically. I believe there's a lot more to it than that, but it's like an astral government that you connect to a lot. You connect to a lot of souls in astral too, from what I can see.
Yeah, it gets very noisy at night, and I'm not resting well, and I'm having a hard time with 3D.
Mm-hmm. Well, what you're needed for is astrally, and the 3D is becoming less because you're more of an astral being. You are a physical being now, as you can see.
Okay, that explains a lot.
You're more like 50%. It's probably more than 50% astral. You're probably more than that, but we see 50% at this time.
As we go along this path of ascension, are more of us going to be coming less here and more astral, as they say is?
Well, in your age, actually, yes. Yeah, you come to a certain point in your age when you've had enough of being physical. I think some of you already see that already. So it's an agreement you made to be even at a certain weight to keep you at a third dimensional level. Because some of you, as you pound on the weight, it's just to keep you grounded here. As you let it go, it means you're needed more astrally. You just become a lighter vibration, and yeah, that's when your aliens come in closer too. Has a lot to do with your body type, what you're carrying around.
I've got lots of weight, so I guess I'm staying put.
Well, you work differently, but yeah, I think it's for protection reasons too. Well, I can see that. Well, it's not. You're learning about the Earth, so that'll change over time when it needs to.
Okay.
So can density, the density of one's energy prohibit them from making connections when they would want to normally?
Yes. Well, because it's a contract. So you have a contract of why certain things are happening at certain times. Yeah. I mean, you're not always aware of it. I mean, there's a lot going on. You're just not fully aware of it. Then you become more aware of it when the contract comes to that point.
Yeah, I get a feeling like it's coming to that point because I'm slowly but surely making progress towards shedding the weight off. So
Yeah.
I like the message that I keep getting is patience. So like our change is going to be a gradual one.
Yes. So yeah, you're becoming like astral warriors. Look at it that way. It's just because it's basically for the weight. It's just information for third dimension. It's just something that you need for. Normally, you wouldn't need it at all, but because of the world and the way it is, it's for you to hold on to the planet, basically. It's like
So the fatter we are, the more information we can hold.
yeah, it's to keep you more grounded. It's like if you're lighter, you're connecting too much to the astral plane. Actually, it all depends on the person, though. It all depends on what you're doing. If you're fighting wars all the time in astral, yeah, sometimes pounding on the weight is better. Just the way it is. It keeps you here. So.
And is it the same true about eating for vegetarian versus meat eating and stuff like that? Does that make a difference?
Well, not really, because the meat makes it go quicker for you to connect. But yeah, if you want to do vegetarian, that does help clean your system out. But it all depends on what you're desiring. If you desire meat, that means you need it because you're worn out. Is what I see there. So, it's more of an astral diet than it is an actual diet.
Okay, so there's no it's not better per se to be vegetarian.
Yeah, it all depends on the person.
Yeah, all depends on the person. Yeah.
If you feel like you need meat and you can't do the vegetarian diet should probably be worse.
Okay. Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, you're not, yeah, it's all personal preference, really. It comes down to.
And
the trees can get mad at you eating grass and all that too. So the animals can get mad at you for eating meat, and the tree, seriously, like, what are you eating that for?
Yeah, I feel guilty when I eat. Like vegetables around all the plants in the kitchen.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to feel guilty. That's a personal thing, but yeah, you probably feel what they're going through too. It's no different, really, between animals and vegetarian. It's really no difference.
What about people that are like me, that are like extremely skinny and underweight?
Mm-hmm. Well, you can handle what is. You're at the weight that everyone's at the weight that they need to be at the moment. So you're at exactly what you need to be for what you're doing here, basically. So I believe you're still doing astral work overall.
What did you think of cat food when you were here?
Oh, it's okay. It sucks, but it's good. It's good and it sucks. It's like it's not that exciting, but the wet food made it better. It's like it's like this isn't the best food in the world, but I'll take whatever I can get. It fills you up, so.
Yeah.
No matter what kind of food you get, it's like, yeah, it's not that. It's pretty shitty when it gets down to it, really. When people feel, it all depends on the cat too. Some cats like, I like this shitty food, but some of us are like, some of us would rather gourmet stuff, but maybe it's best we don't have it. It's kind of like prison food, yeah.
They were like eating McDonald's all day.
Yeah, well, it depends on the cat food. Yeah, it can't seem that way.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have more fun with that, actually, but then they get fatter. So something's not always good. So I was more on a diet. I had more healthy food when I was there. So, but I was getting like astral attacks from reptilians, all type of beings. I had coughing up a lot when I was getting older. It was more like astral attacks, but like hairball was more than that.
But But you knew this when you signed you when you came here.
Yes.
You knew that you were going to be Ivan's cat, and you
Yes.
kind of, yeah,
Mhm.
and you knew that
Yeah,
you
we had
knew
to get
that
his
you'd be
attention.
handling this. Yeah.
Yeah, you got called to buy it, to get me in Silver Bowl. Yes.
Okay.
You had no idea at the time, though.
Oh, so
Yeah.
you came before. You came before, and then just waited.
No, Silver Bowl. Yeah, Silver Bowl came first. I mean, Silver
Yeah.
Bowl and I were at the same pet store. Silver Bowl was purchased
Okay.
before I was. So. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm interested in knowing from your perspective, when you were a cat, how did you see spirits?
Oh, just
You
easily.
know,
Well, they weren't always. Sometimes they try to keep themselves hidden. It all depends on who. Like aliens try to keep themselves hidden, depending if they're being a menace or not, or they're just trying to scare the hell out of us. Sometimes they do that.
like, did your cat eyes process the shape of the being, or did you just see energy?
Yeah. Sometimes we see the shape of the being. Sometimes we see the energy. We knew something was coming, or I knew something was coming.
Okay.
We see shadow beings. Normally, we see shadow beings. Aliens aren't always around, but shadow beings are always around. They're always wandering around, just wandering, thinking. Having a conversation with somebody, they don't even know that they're there. The person will get thoughts in their minds when they get ice cream for some reason. I don't know why.
I had a visitation from a shadow being as a kid. It came into the room and it was like a ship-shifting shadow.
Yeah.
It changed its size and it went under the bed, and then it, moved pretty fast, but also precise and very smooth. Like it wasn't even moving; it was like gliding across the floor.
Yeah. Yeah, there's more of those around than everywhere, and it's hard for people to, they're from the astral plane. Some of them from the lighter side, some are from the darker. It's just their warning. They're
Yeah,
like
it just
newer.
felt
They're
like
like
a familiar connection. Like
yeah.
they first introduced themselves, waved at me from the window, like they were in another room, and they came in through the outside window into my.
Yeah. It's like, hey, look, someone to play with.
Hey, he sees us. It was like in that stage in between awake and asleep, and I'm trying to fall asleep, and I could see them. The shadows start changing, and I see a head pop out and form out of it.
Yeah, because you used to be one of them in your past too. Is another reason why you can get connected to frequency. So why certain people can see certain entities is because you like. Why would you see a cat alien? You don't see a reptilian because you've had a lot of cat feline incarnations. It all depends too, but a lot of times you see your soul group normally. So if you see a reptilian, either you've had incarnations with them a lot, or you're just frequent to them.
I don't have any memories of seeing them. I think I shut down as a kid, just to protect myself from the nightmares, because I felt like it was more often than not. But that was probably the stuff I was taking in at the time. A lot of horror movies and stuff I grew up on.
Mm-hmm.
But it just seemed like more than usual for someone, so I just kind of shut myself down.
Yeah, I do feel like there was like a reptilian in her closet. I feel
a closet or the room up, the door up to the attic.
Yeah, he was just there to frighten you, basically. He wanted some attention. He actually wanted, he just liked the attention. He actually felt lonely from what I get from him.
Speaking of reptilians, is my crew still, are they still bickering with the reptilian that's hanging out with me?
Yes, I feel like there's 2 other reptilians there too. It feels like there's 3.
Can you tell me anything about them?
Well, the main one is like a prankster, like a jokester. He's like, I got this place taken down. I can figure. I mean, this is my home. This is my place. So he invited his friends over. One's a female, one's a male.
So it's like teenagers in my house.
Pretty much. Yeah, they didn't clean their room, from what I can see.
They're what? They're in their room?
They didn't clean their room.
No.
That's what they show.
You can get your grandmother on that.
Some of your dust there is from them.
Okay.
They can actually have an impact on our physical world? Like that?
Of course. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
well,
wow.
because it's reptilian. And they're around like humans. The more they're around, they can really impact, yes.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
You can attract ghosts and attract all kinds of things. It might always be cool there.
Well, that's the deal with Grandma in the house. And now these 3 reptilian teenagers, I'm sure she's not happy about it.
Not really. Well, she's entertained, it seems.
Especially if they're not cleaning their room, you know.
Yeah, these are
You're
like
funny, Tristan.
Yeah.
these are like
I like her.
these are like yeah, she's like teaching the new kids. Well, they're not, you know, it's not new kids, but yeah, it's kind of like that.
Does Shanghai
Do I?
Yes, go ahead.
does Shanghai really help reptilians sending messages to hurt me?
Shanghai, what is that exactly?
Shanghai is it's like it's not a crystal, but it's in the family. You can put it on your equipment, and you can put it on your phones to stop the 5D.
Mm-hmm.
But I heard it can also stop their, sending messages to you to hurt yourself and psychic attacks or what.
No, that's more like telling you. That's like giving you a mental comfort. I mean, if it makes you feel better, then yes. Yes.
And one more question: does the blue Palladians have anything to tell me?
Yeah, that you are becoming more. This is part of your spiritual awakening. It's just been very difficult. But they do see you channeling aliens or what you want to do. There's a lot of Zeta energies around you. They do show you a past life where you're part of a Zeta crash that was on the Earth. They're not showing where though. It does feel like Roswell, but it wasn't the recorded version of it.
Are Zetas good or bad? I know it's
But it's like saying, are humans good or bad? They're good and bad. They're both. Depends on the Zeta. So. But Zetas, overall, they're warning. They're alien, so they don't see what they do as wrong. It all depends. Some know they're doing something wrong. They do it anyway. That's like kids.
Speaking of kids, with these 3 kids that I have in my house, these reptilians, do I have any karmic ties to them? Or are they attracted to the angelic light?
No, I feel like you're just teaching them. You're helping them. Yeah, you're just helping them through their own karma. They just chose you because they need somewhere safe to be, because it feels like there are other reptilians that want to hunt them down and take them out. They're not as strong. It's like some reptilians just aren't. Just because they're reptilian doesn't mean they're all war and everything. And some are, they feel like some reptilians feel like they're soft, and those are kind of like a softer reptilian race. They're actually scared of them. I mean, not like scared, but they don't really like their connections with their other families. It's kind of like escaping a gang.
Okay, because that's kind of what I got.
Yeah. Like you have a karmic tie. Well, you're just there watching out. They're not really saying at this time.
And how does hanging out with Lisa, how does that provide them with like a place to hide?
Well, it's to them, it's their comfort zone. Like other beings will leave them alone because because if the human says I'll watch over them, protect them, then they're protected and watched over. It all depends on the human. In that case, they're being protected.
Oh, well, thanks, Lisa.
Well, I have that mama effect. I'm going to drag in the strays and take care of them, so.
That's right.
Got plenty of cats to help me.
Yeah, I feel like the cats want them there, it seems.
Is there a particular cat in my house that is in distress or needs more healing or help?
Not unless one's talking a lot. No, we're not seeing that.
Okay, good.
Yeah, usually fine.
I see like little scratches and scratch marks, and I don't know if it's my teenage reptilian or if it's
It's not a cat.
Them. Okay.
Feels like it's an astral travel there.
Okay.
I have a question about adopting animals and the souls and how they come into connection. Like, for example, your connection with Ivan. How did you come to the decision to work together and live together, in this lifetime? Well, how does that work in the spirit?
Well, I knew I was signing up for Silver Belt also. Well, to achieve what was to lay the groundwork for an alien channeling. Of course, I didn't have no idea, but we're just clearing the energy around him before he began. So yeah, this was chosen before he incarnated, actually.
Right.
So this is already set up. So just lay the groundwork for what was to come.
So if I have these impulses to adopt an animal, it's kind of something that was preordained, you know.
Normally, yeah. So unless something tragic happens and you need some kind of healing.
Yeah.
It all depends on the situation, what you're going through. Sometimes people bring in people, like a family member for your own healing or a relationship. It's different for everybody.
Yeah, I'm feeling like I'm starting slow with a plant, so but
a plant?
yeah,
Plant, you said?
Yeah, like a cactus plant.
That's easier to manage.
Yeah, but I still watch it grow and care for it as if it's consciousness as well. So it's like learning to extend yourself, beyond yourself to someone else, and love that energy the same as you. So I've always had that affinity towards animals, but it's never been able to be explored because of my parents and growing up. So
no, the planet is harmful. Yeah, well, they probably feel that you'll get too much attention to the animal than you give to them. So that's why I don't have pets, probably.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just kind of like let it be a member of the family, and let it do its thing instead of creating a dependency on one person. So.
Yeah. So yeah, when the dependency is the more that you do for the animal, the more they can do for you. So the more pampered they are, the more it makes their job easier. They have to beg for everything they get. It makes things a lot more difficult. Like, geez, I'm helping you astrally, and I gotta beg for everything.
Yeah, help me, help you, right?
Yeah. All depends on the animal.
Are you helping the kittens get adjusted to this environment?
Yes, yeah, I talk to them a lot. I try to tell them to calm down, but they don't seem to listen.
That's babies.
Yeah.
Babies are so cute.
Yeah, they just want to not wreck the place, but kind of. Well,
how did they pick Ivan?
Well, yeah, it was a different energy than mine in Silver Bell, so it was just a lighter energy, basically like angelic energy. So it was more like an angel vibration that came in. So that was once again part of the plan also. So my energy was more like a military cat, actually. We were seeing things that were, we knew what we were getting into. So probably beyond our thought of how it would really go. Like with Silver Bell leaving was like a ritual. Yeah, basically the war beings here did not like what Ivan was doing, basically. So they cut her contract short, and the same thing they did with me too. So they got fed up. I don't think they're going to do that with these two though. They've overstepped their bounds now. They put their word out that they exist at least. They're not.
Is there a karmic tie to that?
The ones that did that, yes, but they don't seem to care. Yeah.
Is Ivan going to be okay going forward with his support team? Or are you just kind of bringing the kittens on?
Yeah, the cats help. They're heightening the vibration. They're clearing out the war energy. That's why they run around and jump and everything. They're just clearing out the vibration. So they're attracted to what needs to be cleared.
Yeah, the egregor energy, the stuff that accumulates, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do they transmute the energy?
Yes.
Okay.
When they sleep, they transmute it. So when they run around, they move things around energy-wise. Then when they go to sleep, they send it off. Normally how it works. Yeah. So yeah, they can exhaust themselves. So they kind of, it's like repellent.
I see him pouncing on it like a prey and then just exploding.
Exactly. Yeah. That's why they needed two of them to do that.
Speaking of repellent, I was told that those things that you plug into a receptacle that sends off frequencies that get rid of like rodents and insects. I heard it could also help with entities that are in your home. Is that true? Because I don't want to get rid of any good ones.
It won't get rid of the good ones, but it all depends on the entity. If the entity wants to be there, nothing's going to get rid of it.
Okay.
So it's going to do whatever it wants.
You call a medicine man or a shaman or something like that, right?
Yeah, correct. Right.
Can you tell us about the cats in Egypt?
Yes, they're a part of Egypt and its formation. Basically, they help humans understand what Egypt was about. So they're basically teachers. So a lot of them,
Spiritually?
yes, and a lot of them can shapeshift into humans too if they needed to help humans understand how to be human in the physical. The idea for Egypt was to stay spiritual, but as humans are becoming more darker due to reptilian influence and just hard-headedness with humans, many just enjoyed the physical realm. They just loved being physical. I mean, you can still be physical and be spiritual, but many just wanted the physical. They didn't want the spiritual side of it. To truly, yes, experience the physical, they had to shut out the spiritual. So that's what happened in Egypt. So the cats just respected that. And eventually, we're not seen anymore, one with other beings.
And with the Dark Ages, you know how they have the old saying about the black cat crossing your path, where they were just were they rooted out because of the spiritual ties?
Yes. Yeah. They were, well, of course, a lot of the cats would carry around plagues and things like that too.
Okay.
Sometimes on purpose to clear out who did no longer need to be there. Because some humans had plague also. So the cats made it worse just to clear out the humans that no longer needed to be here. Yeah, it was a rough time.
Reflections of our modern time, perhaps.
Yeah.
Hazel, you'd raised your hand. Oh, I guess not.
Do black cats have more electricity or something?
Well, they're like witches. They just have more of an impact in this route. Well, it all depends on the cat, but a lot of black cats they work in the lower astral.
Okay, I've got 5.
So so they're there to clear out lower astral energies. They go deep into the astral plane. They can go into the higher realms too, but normally they work within the lower.
So how about white cats in Astral?
That's more of the angelic cat. So if it's white and black, they work with lower. And I mean, obviously all cats work with it, but if they have actually the colors, it shows that they go deep into both realms. So yeah, the whites are more of the higher dimension energies.
And these are normal looking cats, right? House cats.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Thanks for that, because I had come through the webinar that I get visited in Astral by a white cat. So I had a feeling it was more of the angelics, but it's probably something I gotta look deeper into, because everything I get is kind of cryptic these days. Unless you can tap into that and help me get a message from that being.
Well, white cats and black cats are basically angel energies normally. So the whiter cats are like, you can say in the clouds, just to help the lighter vibrations to come in easier. The black ones, and the black ones they kind of troll ghosts It's like, hey, get out of here. Yeah, I'm not messing with you. Get out of here.
Yeah, they come out of the shadows out of nowhere and scare the ghosts.
Yeah. So they have their, they just work with the shadows.
Right.
And the lighter ones just work with the light easier. That's all.
Is it the
How about
actual like color?
Yeah, like because I had a crew of orange too.
Yeah, the orange works with the sun. So it's just there to bring a taming energy there. So the black are just attracted there, because they're going deep into the astral realms. That shows how deeply you're working in different realms. Yeah, it's like you're a teacher in the lower realms of lower dimensional beings that chill out on the people. It's like, yeah, you're going to teach people, but can you give them a break every once in a while? And some of them feel like they got to teach them until they go crazy. So that's what's happening there. They overdo it.
Kind of similar to like magic, where they wear black to protect themselves.
Yeah, it's more of a reflection. Yeah, reflect back. Yeah, black is like a cloak also. Yeah, it's just reflect energy back, basically. Same as the white. It's just a dark. It just shows you what you work with. So you're wearing black, you're just reflecting darkness out. If you're wearing light, you're just reflecting light to everyone. But if you're wearing black, you're really clearing out true darkness. You're in there deep somewhere.
Is this why we go gray as we get older?
No, you just get tired. That's really what they call it.
Okay.
Yeah. It all depends on what, you just get worn out. Your soul gets burned out.
Yeah. Which happens to cats too.
Oh, yes. Yeah. They see a lot. Yeah. They have short lives, but they go through quite a bit astrally. Yeah. Because they see demonic beings, they see positive beings, they see everything. Humans would just love to see that.
No, thank you.
Or maybe not.
Yeah, no. I'm fine as I am, thanks.
Yeah.
I'm ready myself.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta mix both.
Yeah, they do see like little devil beings walking around every now and then, like kind of like shadow beings, but yeah.
I feel like if I could see these beings, I can, direct the energy that I use with my eyes to transmute them.
That's why I have not seen them yet. Yeah, it's not time to see them yet.
Right.
But technically, you can see them now, but the world's not ready for you to let them go yet, because people are still warning them.
Or you can do like I did, make one mad so he does show up.
Well, that's usually done without trying.
And you said your life here was cut short.
Yes.
Yeah. And so what's going to happen there? What's this wait, you talked about the karma for the beings that did this.
So that gives Ivan more information about government and how they're operating. It also gives them like, hey, they are doing something, or aren't they?
Okay.
It also gives them a download. It gives them more information when the time is right to unlock what they're doing. So basically, it's for the government to clear out their karma. Is basically what's happening there. So they get mad. It's like a lot of channelers are here to release the shadow government's karma for people to know what's going on here.
I was told that I help the government. I guess Astral, or could you elaborate a little on that?
Well, you had lifetimes in the military in your past life, like in the Civil War. So I believe even in the Civil War, you saw alien beings whom I could pick up on. So now it's like an astral government that you're connected. There is a lot of privacy around you, like a classified energy around you. So,
speaking of this astral government that we seem to be working with, I guess all of us are working with it somehow. I guess are we working in the astrals to prevent a timeline from coming through, or prepare? I get prevent.
Yeah, prevent a lot of timelines, but also to heal the timelines that are needed for human growth. So like the current government structure that was asked upon, basically this government that's here, at least in the public, has to be healed. So it's a wound. As you can see, the corruption, even with the media, it's there to be exposed, basically, is what's happening. Or if they believe that or not, it's another story.
Yeah, you have to diagnose it before you heal it, so people need to see it.
Yeah, people need to see it. They're just like if Trump wanted to be the same, I mean, it would have been positive for people, but the Democratic energy is still very dark and it has to be exposed in some form. So either be the next 4 years, we feel like it'll take only 4 years from what we're seeing, at least at the moment. And people's eyes are opening really fast, as you probably can tell if you pay attention to what's happening a little bit at least.
Yes, they're awakening really quick.
Yeah,
I'm
it's supposed
ready
to
to say it on social media yet. I'm still waiting for people to start speaking up, but they seem to be ignoring it for the moment. Up on the internet, but I can see what you're saying. Like people are starting to connect those dots, but they're not ready to make it publicly known.
Yeah, it has to get scary for some people. It doesn't mean it's going to affect everybody, but some people have to be scared of what's happening due to who's in there. That's the whole point. So they're going to be themselves.
You say some interesting things are going to happen in the coming months. Things are going to have to get a little more serious for people.
It's going to get uglier. Yeah, not for everybody, but for certain groups. Yeah, like with the border, that was all engineered, and more is to come. Yeah, so the more positive media is at work right now. The darker media is quiet.
Is that to restock, in a way to kind of restock their human trafficking supply?
Yes.
Right.
Fortunately, yeah. That's humans are in denial of human trafficking. They don't see it, so they don't believe it, obviously. Right. And that'll hit the headlines one of these days.
It was going to make waves until they suicided Jeffrey Epstein. So
yeah,
I guess the public wasn't ready to dive down that rabbit hole yet.
But that was a form of awakening, but yeah, not the full awakening. Because
Right.
they could have put him in trial and just start exposing everything.
Yeah.
But said they have his girlfriend instead, or whoever that is. Girlfriend.
Right.
Is she telling them anything?
Yeah, she's telling him not everything. She's just telling him whatever she has to tell him. She's keeping a lot back.
I heard that she had a fake tooth, like the old World War II tactic, which she has a fake tooth that has cyanide, and she can take her life at any time. And I don't think they know that. Is that true?
There's a possibility of that. Or she can just have somebody take her out. She's an asset right now. I don't believe she's there to die at this time. It does feel like there's a clone energy there. No. So that's.
But that clone energy would just be there to keep her spirit here.
Yeah. So Epstein is basically a shadow government showing itself. How that went about, how quiet they are, how they know everybody. That's basically shadow government.
So on the back channels, I see that they're starting to announce that they went for some higher ones and made a deal. They went for some lower ones, and now they're going for the in-betweens. The average person, not only the senator, but, the representatives and the city and state people who are also in this human trafficking program that they had going. But human trafficking has been going on since the beginning of time.
Yes. Well, yeah, a lot of senators or Congress, some of them know about it. A lot of them don't want to know. When it's brought to them, they try to ignore it. A lot of them are afraid of it.
It's ruthless.
Yeah. Well, it is a currency for the elites. So, they can human traffic your children, or or Congress people. The Congress, they can. Those are all targets also, which they keep everything quiet if they do anything there.
Now, the selling and trading and trafficking of other species and aliens and humans, is there an origin to this when it came to this universe? Or is that still unknown?
Well, it's something that comes from the Anunnaki. Has to do with not that they were doing trafficking. It's just that their offspring was very powerful, and beings wanted it. Some of it's insectoid. It's various different beings now. Even some felines are involved with it. It's all different type of beings that are involved with it.
Right, I know at this point, but I was just trying to get to the origin of it all and just try and work with that energy and see what we can do. If
Well, a lot of it was insects in the beginning. Some
Well,
of
you think of
it's
food.
natural, right?
Well, if you think of food, we eat chickens, we eat cows, we eat plants. I mean, it's kind of the same thing. They're a different creature that eats us. We're kind of in that circle of life, but for them, we're not top dog anymore. You know, so
contract
take
though,
us.
a balance to it all, you know, with the universal law, but you know, like the point where it just gets for profit, and you know, it's not necessary at that point, and it's not agreed to, and it infringes on the other beings' free will. So that's why I see your point with that.
It's kept hidden though. That's the thing. You know about slaughterhouses with animals, or what goes on with farming, but you don't know if people don't know about the human trafficking. That's the hidden government, basically, the hidden hand overall, and the cartels are normally involved with it. At least that's the front for it.
So what can we do, just other than, you know, wait for developments to come out? I mean, I feel like I'm sitting on my hands here. You know, I could do something, say something, but I don't have like the knowledge or the, you know, or the background to really go too deep into it. I just know it's a problem that has to be, you know, resolved or addressed initially.
Well, it's not just for one person; it's for a group, a collective. Is that big? So so just talking about it is a lot. Just mentioning it, even if it's in passing, it's still a big deal.
That's pretty much all I can do at this point, you know.
Yeah. So. Yeah, because it's such a big problem, we can't just have a few people going after it. It's not like you're going after a demented church, a cult. This is much bigger.
Yeah, one problem at a time.
Yeah, because this is world. It truly is holding the earth hostage, basically.
Yeah, it's coursed into everything.
But with all the
humanity, it really comes down to humanity.
But with all the species that we have on this plane, whether it's in third dimension, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, second dimension, whether you're a surface dweller or you're, live in the inner earth, you're still going to be part of this cycle. You're still going to be like, we're herding the cows and we're, slaughtering the chickens. We're just a different form of chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes, it's to take away the human right, as you can see, an animal right, the plant right. It's the life in the physical. It's to continue the physical realm. Actually, as more humans are holding on to the physicality, it will continue. As more of they allow it to let go of their mundane problems, like with the media, they find drama for their soul growth. When they cleared out that soul growth, they can start seeing what's around them. They're not always seeing what's around them; they see what's right in front of them, what they want to see. Through drama, through family issues or work issues, they're not ready. When they're ready to see the world stage, that's when the world stage gets healed. So some are doing it, but not many. PETA wants to do it, but PETA's afraid. The group. I think it's the Animal Rights Group, I think. Yeah, they're terrified. Some of these groups, even Red Cross is terrified of it. Actually, Red Cross is part of it. Which probably wouldn't surprise too many people, actually.
No, with Haiti and the kids and everything that goes on, it's all
that's a human
money laundering scheme at this point.
Yeah, it's a human trafficking front, basically. when it comes down to it.
Is it true that 30% of the human population are really humans?
Like, what is it, 30%?
Yes, of all the humans that's on the Earth.
Well, I mean, like humans that are, I mean, everyone has an alien connection somewhere, but yeah, there are humans that are like purebred human, like they have alien connections, but there's mostly human. Yeah, that's about right in some regard.
You know, like walking around, you may have Orions looking like humans, clones,
No.
what have you.
Well, its percentage is higher than that. It's more like 60% is more human, or 70. The alien population is not that big, but it doesn't have to be that big. Mm-hmm. If that was the case, you would have more people. You would be having more of a bigger group right now, like right here.
Yeah, they're pretty good at all keeping the secret.
Yeah. Even aliens that are incarnate, well, even starseeds are not really ready for the alien connection. They're still getting used to being human too, the physical. They're not ready to let it go just yet. So they're dealing with their ego. A lot of them are.
Speaking of human trafficking, have I been involved in that? At least in the past.
Oh, like having humans trafficking? Yeah, in Africa. Yeah. But it was part of the normal life through England. Yeah. South Africa. Yeah. Which is still going on right now, as you can see.
Are the U.S. military heavily involved in the trafficking as well?
Not, yeah, but it's more like a shadow side of it, but yes.
Is it like the defense contractors?
Yes, they're involved in some form. Mm-hmm. They know about it. They keep it under wraps, of course. Well, it's all about slave labor. Slave labor is part of human trafficking, which China has a bit. China is pretty much taken over by other. It's not China really running; it's other alien forces that are running China. Say what you want about China, it's not really the real China. It's another being there.
With the Uyghur Muslims, what's the end game with that? Are they trying to convert them into slave labor, or are they just extracting them for DNA and harvesting them?
Yeah, it's more like that. It's racism. The Chinese, they want information from them. They want what they have. Yeah, there's information that they want. That's really,
Right.
really
I look at them like what happened to the Native Americans here, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I guess, well, you would think they would try to make them slaves, and but I guess it's just an eradication of domination.
Yeah, they'd rather just treat them like animals.
Right.
They don't want to give them any respect. It shows a dark regime that's connected to China, which some of that is serious in the Syrian constellation. Where there's a very cabal like reptilian race that's there. Right? They say it's China. China is not China. It is alien for the most part. It just looks human. So they're harvesting energies basically.
They got a lot of say of what's going on, with this world going forward. Do you see them making a turn towards the light, or is this going to escalate?
It has to be exposed. China has a lot of Orion connections also. The darker side. There's a positive side of Orion, but that's more of the darker side.
And then the people protecting them will be exposed as well, because it'll be
basically when the Communist Party breaks apart, that's when a lot of light will come through. It's hiding a lot,
right?
Itself, obviously. Of course, the United States has a lot of darkness, but that's what the government's hiding, and just ignorance of people. But they're similar to the Chinese. They're just doing what they can to survive. So it's kind of, the United States is very similar to China in a lot of ways. They just do what their government tells them to do, as you can see. Not everybody, but quite a few with the mass situation.
Yeah. And I feel like the soldiers on both sides look at each other and it's like, I don't hate these people.
Yeah, correct. Well, that brings up a good point. Like the wars going on, a lot of those soldiers in like Syria, they don't want to be involved with. They just have to be, but they're not. They don't. Yeah, they don't hate on those people.
Yeah, there's no motivating force for it. It's just posturing and keeping up appearances.
Agenda. Yeah, propaganda. It's more like military propaganda for those the sheeple people, basically. When it comes out to it.
Yeah, that's what I get from it. I just feel like the people are tired of fighting. It's like the whole war concept. There's no motivation. There's no glory in war anymore. It's like it's all done by drones. So it's just like a video game.
Yeah, the government is giving itself reason to exist with the drone program because it can't do the wars with the humans as it used to, and eventually the drone programs will break down too. So the reason for the government to exist, at least the United States government, is ceasing to exist as in its current form. It'll just have to find a new form. It's going to have to relax eventually.
Yeah, we've become so proficient at making weapons to kill ourselves with, that it's too easy. War just doesn't mean anything the way it used to.
The cycle is over finally.
Yep.
Well, the World War II had a lot to do with that, and the Korean War, and then Vietnam. It's like the uglier the war, the more people got sick of it. Similar to like now you have your current United States administration, people are going to get sick of that as that gets ugly. Unfortunately, it doesn't have to go that way, but some need to learn that way, as you can tell.
So as we're going that way, and we, the people that are here just trying to bring in a lighter world, a nicer version, we just hold the light. It's like how do we keep our sanity? Going through all this.
Just stay busy. What you feel. Yeah, do things for yourself. Others, but focus on yourself. Focusing on others can pull away from you. I mean, it's good to focus on others, but sometimes people focus too much on everyone else. It's like human trafficking, but don't focus on them.
I'm just keeping tabs on people these days.
Yeah, because people, when they want to do human trafficking, but then they wonder why they're so depressed. It's like, yeah, because you're focusing on that and not yourself.
Right.
The more you focus on yourself, that energy goes to human trafficking automatically. So you're actually on it because you don't want that in your timeline or anyone's time. You don't want to heal it from others. So working on your timeline of what prosperity that you want. I don't believe many of you have human trafficking in your timelines. So the Earth feels that. For those that are under control, they have all kinds. They don't know who they are. They have human trafficking everywhere.
It's like you said, it's not directly impacting, but after you do some digging and you start connecting dots, you're saying this is what's holding everything up. Right. It's like this right here needs to be addressed.
Right.
Well, it's like finding out that your neighbor is involved in this. It's been right underneath your nose. It may have not affected you, but all of a sudden you've got, I've got across the street from me a child molester, and he spent 16 years in jail. And I'm like, okay, I don't want this energy here, but I have to face it and I have to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
And even though he's, they're pretty much of a hermit type of people, that energy is still there.
Yeah. Well, he's there for you to keep an eye on him, is what I see.
Oh.
So like you put him there, he's there so others don't have to deal with him. So it shows that's another reason why I have so many cats. Not just because of him,
and
but
a big heart.
You're doing things that other people don't want to do. And that's a whole hard thing about doing the spiritual work. Many of you are doing things you'd really rather not have to do, but somebody has to do it.
Well, it's definitely taken a toll on me because there's more private things that I want to ask that I have to deal with that are dreams that are so heavy that it just wears my physical body down, and trying to stay, alert at my job and keep my job and not have, my fibromyalgia and everything else go nuts. Sometimes I have to ask, okay, I got to step away from this. It's too heavy. Do I have a really heavy contract to do this?
Yes. It's not showing us detail. All I see is rest more. Rest when you can. That's the only thing I'm seeing there. Part of you wants to do a lot, but you wear yourself out, as you probably know.
Yes, I am.
Yeah. So if you cut down some of your tasks, it'll make it easier. Some things you feel like you just thin out your daily routine a little bit. What do I see?
Stop doing so much housework.
Yeah, haha.
Well,
Actually,
that does help with stress, though.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons. Yeah.
I think Grandma would be more happy if I would clean my room.
I was making my bed the other day and had the impression that it was like, oh my God, she is like so picky. It was like, I don't make it well. And it was like, I felt her kind of going, oh, those aren't hospital corners. And I was like, oh my God. So your grandma's really, really something. Picky.
She's old school.
Yeah. Keeps you on your toes.
Yeah, there's a lot of energy, and sometimes I have to just make it get out. I'll wake up with all these cats in the bed, and I'll be like, okay, I'm going to go sleep on the couch because I can't handle all this. It's too much.
Well, it's not the cats. It feels like it's just the entities that are there. Like grandma or, they can bring a lot of their trouble here, as you can probably feel. So.
Do I have karma with Grandma?
And she's crossed over, correct? Or is she still with you, or?
No, yeah, she's still here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's her ideas. Her mind is heavy.
Okay.
So clearing that, yeah, somebody has to deal with her. I don't believe many can handle her, from what I can see. Even in spirit, they can't handle her. You think she's a problem now? Even in spirit, she's telling everybody what to do. From what I can see there. She's actually a younger soul, actually, from what I can see. So I think she has more energy than you do.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah. Yeah, I told you the younger soul is going to wear people out. Without knowing it.
With the density of the energies here, and people feeling them more and more, how is that going to change as we go approach closer towards the photon belt? They said the precession of our planet or our star system is going into the photon belt. Is that kind of like connected with the flash that a lot of the people are talking about, or are we already in the photon belt?
Yeah, you are already in the photon belt, it feels like. It's a portion of it. So you're in a time where spiritual energies can come through. They just haven't done it yet. Many of you are preparing for more of a spiritual awakening here. It hasn't quite happened just yet. Like we're in a time where you see miracles occur. Anomaly. You're already seeing some anomalies, at least through the weather. But there's other anomalies that can happen that you've heard about in the Bible that can't be explained.
It's going to be a collective effort. We got to get collectively at a certain awareness or frequency, vibration, or how does that work?
It'll happen automatically. You're already doing it now.
All right.
For those of you that need to experience it, a lot of spiritual people are not ready for it. They need somebody to tell them what to do.
Yeah.
As you've seen in some major spiritual groups, a lot of those people the really big ones, a lot of those people can't figure things out for themselves. They have to go by what the person's telling them. Sometimes they can figure things out, but usually they can't figure out a lot. They're not ready for you.
What tells them to do?
No, they're just not ready to go as deep as many of you are going now. I mean, something's there. I mean, you might hit a wall, but at least you know the wall is there. You might hit the blockage, but you know it's there. A lot of people don't know it's there.
Yeah.
They're still in the physical.
First step is identifying it, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Most aren't identified. Yes.
Zoe, I was going to ask you about my parents' dog, Lacey. She's very old and she's showing a lot of bad signs. So what do you think?
Well, that has a lot to do with the energies that she's pulling from family. So stress. So I feel like she has a few more years on her, from what I can see. What I can tell at this point. That can always change, but it feels like it's just when your family goes through stress, Lacey goes through stress. They can't move around as much. It just has to do a lot to do with that. So,
Thank you.
yeah.
James, your hand is up. Yes, not. Well, can I just say hi to Blossom, my cat, when I was a boy?
Blossom?
Blossom, yeah.
Blossom? That was a male?
No, female cat, Blossom,
No.
as in cherry blossom.
Okay. That helps with the connections. Yeah, Blossom is far from this world at this time. Like, serious. I mean, she can't
Serious,
but she feels like you have it all figured out. She said you will lose weight when the time is right, but you're picking up on a lot of your roommate's energy, so you're just dealing with a lot of his stress. That's another reason why you're going through what you're going through. So, I feel like your job situation make more sense. That's in a transition right now.
Yeah.
No transition where it needs to go, it seems. That's
okay.
Great.
Oh, thank you.
Blossom's there a little bit. I see her like dressed up in fancy clothes right now. Somewhere. She's human somewhere. She's wearing
way.
Yeah, she's wearing pink. Somewhere.
Oh,
Somewhere.
Wow. She was a very beautiful cat when she was here. So.
Well, yeah, she's showing as a human now.
Oh, how about that?
Well, the reason she incarnated is understand people better, or the humans. So there are worlds that are not like yours. Yours goes through a lot of darkness because someone's got to do it. Someone, yeah. This is like I wouldn't call it the black hole, but you can call it that. It's just to pull out it tests the human to its limits, as you can see. It's truly to push it to its expiration date, whatever. So other worlds are going through stress too, but nowhere near like this place. But they're are a third dimension though. A lot of them are serious though. And you have ancient histories like yours, but still a lighter vibration. I mean, people are there are happier. So funny.
Hey, Ivan, Colette here. I had a question since we're kind of talking animals. I'm working on a book on animal communications, and I am wondering what kind of spirit animal I can call in to help me, and anything that you can tell me about the book.
Well, if any being that you want to, it's the one that you want to talk through, like a feline or a bird. Seems like you're very connected to the cockatoo also. So I feel like you can channel their energies pretty easily. So it's whoever you set your mind to, basically.
Do I have a special one that I'm supposed to call in when I sit down to write that will help me most? It's kind of like a spirit guide or a spirit totem animal?
The feline. They're not showing like who exactly, but I just see the feline.
Okay,
help
thanks.
You understand. Just basically help understand it's basically how to word it for people to understand. That's coming from the feline.
Okay.
I feel like there's some canine there, but it feels like it's mostly feline.
Thanks.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
I have a cat named Charlotte, and I was just kind of wondering what she does around the house astrally.
She seems like she's very particular on what she wants.
Yeah.
Very social. Well, to a degree, she's kind of prissy, what I can feel. So she likes her, she likes things orderly as she, She does connect to a lot of males in Astral. My boyfriend, she kind of pushes him a lot. She likes the attention though. She's a flirt, basically. So astrally for you, yeah, she does what you want, like who you want around you. I mean, it seems like beings are kind of scared of her, so that's why she's there. Like ghosts, or they know not to mess with her.
Oh, okay.
It's like out of respect. She's like connected to Shiba, is what I see there.
Oh, shoot.
If you look up Shiba, I'm not sure what you'll find there, but I feel Shiba energy there. Egyptian energies, basically. So
Oh, wow.
She just said to make sure that you follow what you're here to do. Not to put up with anybody's stuff, that's for sure. She said you've been through enough as it is. You're also very connected to the Elephant Collective. That's coming from her. So you've been an elephant being that saved her life one day. She was a human. The Elephant Man saved her. Or protected her, you say. Yeah. Well, on an elephant world in Sirius, they're really against humans. They didn't like them. At least from this world. So, well, this world's not helping the human very much. So, but you're one that was protecting the humans. Kind of like a Native American. So, think of it as like an elephant, like a Native American type shaman type. Very spiritually connected.
Oh, wow. Very interesting.
Something to think about.
Thank you.
Yeah, Charlotte's been a damsel in distress many times.
Okay, I want to ask about my boyfriend's energy. He's also very spiritually awake, even though he doesn't like to admit it. He's very good with the cats. Can you tell me more about his connection?
Well, he has, I see reptilian lifetimes, but he's always been still a cat lover or animal lover. But he's been a military reptilian, a military feline also. So he's fought in like World War II for cats. On a cat planet. So he knows what they've been through. They've been through a lot. So yeah, he's like, he sees the cats as the elders. So he's still learning from them. He feels like he's very young compared to them. But it feels like, so think of like a cat world where the Hitler there is going after the elder felines, the ones with the knowledge. And he was like a younger cat to protect them.
Okay.
That's what he's showing me.
What about the older gentleman, like the Merlin-like guy? Is that another form of him, or another side of him, or is that kind of like a guide for him?
So it's like, wait, is it a Merlin guy that's showing up? What is it happening there?
Yeah, it's an older gentleman dressed in a cloak.
That's a it doesn't want to reveal itself. One moment, it's a druid.
Okay, that's what I thought. It had to deal with her. I think we were connected somehow in the Celtic life. So
yeah, it's an Arturian druid.
Okay.
So it's keeping his so he's not ready to see his full spiritual self. He is spiritual to a degree, but yeah, he's still beat up from the physical realm. So that's all he's ready to accept right now, as you know.
Yes.
So yeah, he just sees himself as a protector. That's all that matters right now. So.
Yeah. Have I had some kind of tie with all of my cats? Did I choose all of them coming into this life?
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of them are princesses somewhere. But like you're a reptilian defending them. It's like, how many times do I have to defend you guys? They keep getting into stuff. That's what I see there. I see it was like a guardian for them. They just didn't know any better. They kept letting in people they shouldn't be letting in. So they wanted to watch from you. It's like, stop trusting these people. So that's what they show there. So they're like a collective, like in a castle and a family, that don't know any better, at least at one time. So they learned a lot from you. They're still learning from you. So they're learning what you taught them. They're using with you right now. So they're all related. It's so fun.
I know a couple of my cats are from Madagascar. Is this from like a Lemurian timeline or recent?
No, it feels like a Lyran.
Lyran?
Yeah. There's some Lemurian, but it's more Lyran.
So we go all the way back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are we kind of like a creator group?
They're not saying. Just a little bit of everything.
Okay. How involved were the Lyrans in creation?
Of this world or in what
of this world?
And it's not as much as people think it is. I mean, the human here was already in development before the Lyrans got involved. The Lyrans helped perfect the human here, but they weren't really fully involved with it. The human was already part of another Earth. So it was already kind of like a bastard entity, basically, like a Neanderthal. So it was already forming itself before Lyrans got involved. Lyrans just prettied it up and advanced it. But Lyran really had not as much as people think. I mean, for looks wise, currently, yeah, Lyrans are more protecting it because it's part of the human experience. So a lot of the Syrians had a lot to do with human development here. And Atlanteans, as you know. So.
I'm curious to know.
So was I involved? Like,
I was just looking to see a little bit more about you as a being. Now that you're not on the planet, how are you working with the planet?
How am I working with the planet? Oh, yes. It's astrally. So when we leave, especially when we leave when we don't want to leave, we feel the scars of that. So we're trying to bring energies, healing after we left, like I even got new cats afterward, to heal that wound. That was the first thing, was to heal the wound. So you can think more clearly. But basically for the collective is I'm a casualty of war, basically. And with that is a lot of times I stay outside of everything due to like when you're a casualty of war, you're wounded. So you're emotionally attached, so you got to be careful of what you're putting out there. I'm just saying, but at a distance, so I don't get emotionally too. Like I would go rough up some of those reptilians for me. I would cause my own little thing, so I'm not going to do that. So I'm at a distance, but I'm giving more advice. Let's look at it that way. I see what's happening. Like I can. It's not like it's like you see a bunch of TVs, but it's not TVs. But you see what's happening on the world, and you can tap into certain beings in certain situations and give them a message.
What beings are you working with right now that are?
It's angelic,
helping you rehabilitate. The stars and all that.
It's everybody. Archangel energy. So you just tap into different beings and give them advice. Like people would talk like, like you have in your radio or do a telepathy. We basically just bring it. So I can copy myself to a being that's here, so they know my presence is there. If mentally they're not listening to me, sometimes
the angels would facilitate that connection.
Yeah, everyone's pretty much open for any type of contact spiritually. So yeah, like over 1,000 beings, probably more than that. That's just in the Earth. It was species wise. I mean, spiritual species. There's too much to look at here.
Yeah, it's just curious. Like when you're not here, what are you doing? That's why I'm trying to get to know a little bit.
I actually live my life. I mean, I have a relationship, and I even have kids already.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Things happen fast.
Was that like?
I'm still working on the Earth, though.
was that happening in a parallel at like simultaneously while you were still here, that you were having a family, or that just kind of escalated?
Well, it's more like a spiritual family, so it can happen very quickly.
Oh,
So
all right.
yeah, but it just happened right away. Yeah. It's like I'm already grown up already. I've been on Earth, so
instant manifestation.
Exactly.
We got patience here.
Yeah. That's what makes this place so difficult. So many of you are so used to having things instantly. So your patience get more. Yeah, and the spirit world can make you really spoiled because it connects you to the right person and the right person. You just have, if you want,
when you jump into a timeline. When you jump into a dream, right?
Correct. Yeah, if you want children, you can have them just instantly. Well, the children are there to help ground you, too, and of course it's spirit. You're not changing diapers or anything like that. You're just learning from, because like the spirit kids can teach you about yourself, but you're not always seeing. Your spouse can only see so much, or the kids can see right through you, which is good. You want them to tell you whatever is going on with you. They keep you in check. So,
now, these are other souls interchangeably. This isn't any simulated kind of dream sequence or anything. This is actual reality.
Yeah, this is a reality.
Souls that you're interacting with, right?
Yeah. So yeah, a lot of spirit beings that cross over. Some of them, they instantly go into a relation, or they incarnate again into a physical realm that they feel like they need. It all depends, but they still have a spiritual connection. You still connect to their spiritual self. They're still healing. Everyone's always still healing. After this place, everybody's always healing.
I guess the instantness of it is kind of relieving in a sense. People just they embrace it right away. Like, I could have it. I don't gotta wait.
It's like you get a candy bar instantly. Yeah, it's just instant gratification. It's just but it has ups and downs. So you get spoiled there, but then when you come to this world, you think everything's gonna happen fast. It's like, oh, I forgot what world I'm on. So it has its ups and its downs to that.
Go up a couple of dimensions. Is that gonna accelerate the manifestation here? Will it be more instant with energy and stuff like that, and being able to visualize it and create what we want like that, or is it going to be more of a gradual process? But
here it'll be gradual. Well, a lot of people here are not. Well, some people can manifest pretty fast here, and they can manifest a really bad relationship really quickly.
Well, I'm like more magical manifestations, in a sense, more spiritual.
Well, if your soul truly needs it, it'll happen fast. So if you really, like, some people channel or bring in a bad relation because they needed it. So you're constantly manifesting what you need. It's just your mind thinks you need other things, which is nothing wrong. It just takes longer for those other things.
So I feel like when I'm manifesting, sometimes my ego and my heart's desire kind of not on the same page, and then I feel like 2 steps forward, 1 step back, and you're not knowing which way you want to go. So
well, you want to manifest a break, you just want to be more chill. I mean, you're chill now, but you'd rather more, where you can go wherever you want.
That freedom to be able to in your own schedule.
Yeah, you're more of like in a time capsule, and that's very stressful. I mean, when you're in the spirit, you do appreciate the stress here. I mean, you're like, wow, I survived that. So.
Sipping a pina colada on some beach in Astral.
Speaking of relationships, I've been told multiple times actually, Cece's got a question. I'll read it for her. What was the most interesting or important thing you learned from Ivan during your lifetime?
How to be patient. Because as a cat, I wasn't patient at all. It really comes down to patience. As a cat, it's like, I want it now. So and then I got freedom. I got to explore wherever I wanted to. So that was fun.
Also, do you still talk to Silverbow?
Yes. Yeah, she's more of an angelic energy at this time. Yeah, she's more of the higher realms at this moment, giving advice. Yeah, she's like a spirit guide. She's just around Ivan, but she doesn't really make her presence known. She's just quiet.
I've been told like a spirit or a cupid being, and several times is that do I also keep like levers away from people?
Yes. Yeah, you're like a cupid, but also you're anti-cupid sometimes. Yeah. So you'll actually divert people away from each other. Like someone ghosting people, things like that, you actually tell them to do it. Sometimes it's for the best. So yeah, you also have a Grim Reaper energy where you meaning that you help souls cross over or let them know they're going to cross. You might not now, you don't have it now, but you had it in your past. Around the Black Death. You helped a lot of souls leave the earth at that time. That can be quite heavy.
Zoe, when I ask this question, I'm talking about the whole universe. You know how like reptilians are like pain in the butts, and I know that they're like in the third and fourth dimension. How come any other ETs that are in higher dimensions, I know they're not going to help us because we got to help ourselves. Why can't they do something on these other planets or, do something? I don't, if that makes any sense. I mean, are they more powerful than these 8th, 10th dimension?
Well, some of them, they do. They just don't always advertise it. But some of them can be really, some of them get so out of touch in the higher realms where they just see your problems on Earth. It's like, you guys just have to deal with it. It all depends on so that's why a lot of you come here to get sympathy too for each other. So to clear out that arrogance, you can say. Yeah, the higher dimensional beings are not perfect. So, but yeah, they can help, but a lot of them just don't help. But they also don't want to have an incarnation here either, which would help them become more sympathetic to the human experience here. Okay. I don't know if you want to know the whole thing on that. I think you have an idea. It'll make you mad the more you see it. You probably feel some of that backlash.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you probably feel a lot because you do argue with them a lot. Hey, why don't you help us out a little bit more? Help you out with what? So you have a lot of connections there. I see. You're trying to make some headway there. Feels like you have a lot of dinners in Astral with some of those beings.
And that would be the Palladians and Andromeda.
The ones that you're feeling of.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
So you said that's why some of us are here to kind of be spokespersons for planet Earth, back higher up, going, hey, you guys could really kind of come down and help a bit.
That's always going on, but a lot of higher dimensional beings, they can fix things instantly, but what would humans learn from that? But they do bring, they're warning. They can get really arrogant. Well, that's why when some of you leave this world, it's like, wait, you could have helped me this whole time, and then so you have an incarnation of that being, try to sort that out. Usually,
why did you choose to be a cat?
Well, because being an alligator was already taken by others. I don't think Ivan wanted an alligator. But yeah, okay. I was a reptilian being that, yes, at one time used to eat people. Oh, I never went into that. Yeah. I've been part of Galactic Wars, and Ivan's there. Caged and put me in prison a couple of times for things. So basically, I was like a gangster. Well, like a thug, more like it. It just I had to clear up my act because I was getting like psychotic at one time. So the felines took me in. I learned from the felines to heal my reptilian self. Because I used to be on the war front. I used to be like a Vietnam reptilian, you could say. Not in Vietnam, but on the war path, along with others. I didn't think anything of it, but I had more potential than just fighting other beings. So, yeah. So the felines took me in, basically. So Ivan took me in too.
So in this cycle where you're becoming different beings, having different experiences. So you kind of, did you get lost when you were a reptilian? Was it like
Yes.
Yeah, it was just too much. It was an experience that you said, okay, I want to do this, and then you kept on doing it too far for.
Yeah, you just lose. Yeah, like you just kind of lose your track of what am I? So it's like I was taken in by the felines to be healed. You know, they saw my potential. So yeah.
Does that happen to some of us here on Earth where we get lost?
Oh, all the time.
Oh, okay.
You're eating people, but some do eat a lot of meat. So there's a lot of lost energies here. And a lot of that comes from reptilians. Well, some souls here are just so used to war. So being at peace is the hardest thing they've ever been done. So they find war in the family. You know, oh, this person doesn't like that, or we'll make grandma mad, or whatever. They need some kind of conflict for their growth. They're not ready to find peace yet. Finding peace is very difficult, especially after you've been through war so many lifetimes.
Okay.
So, yeah.
But the fact that it's so difficult down here means it can be harder to do, but it is there's advantages to it in terms of how much you.
Yeah, because it can heal you faster than other. My connections come from Orion Wars. It was like a war every day. It's like a constant, like 1,000 years of war. It's more than that. It's just war. It's like that's your life. It's just galactic wars or on a planetary war. It's like never stops. Eventually, yeah, you have to get healed. Eventually, it's like I can't do this anymore. So
that's one of the disadvantages of instant manifestation, I guess.
Yeah, if you have energy to just go fight everyone, but then when you no longer have the energy for it, that's when it looks like you want help. You have to want the help for the help to come in. That's when you get taken in.
Is that what's going on with Atlanta? Like all these people killing and raping Asians?
Oh, that's karma there. Yeah. And just a lot of anger going on there. It just hasn't found its peaceful side. It's not ready to be peaceful yet, not yet. And a lot of government corruption is there too. So that makes people angry too. So it just a lot of things are not being exposed. If government corruption was exposed there, more people will find peace eventually. It's just all the secrecy is causing a lot of this violence here.
Yeah, it's not inspiring leadership.
No.
Especially you can't see them.
Yeah, when you're government corruption, I mean, this is just local government that has corruption. That's usually with the wealthy. The wealthy just don't see humans as anything, as pawns. And the humans feel that. The elite can only hide so much. The humans feel that they're disrespected. So they get angry.
Well, I think I'm pretty much out of questions at this point, so I would like to ask just a personal question if there's any messages for me.
You are releasing a lot of karma from your father, from what I can feel. Your mother is trying to do the best she can, but it seems like you're there. You know, your father is your brother in a past life, like even a twin brother. And
right.
He's just so hard-headed to let go. He's been in prison a lot of times too in his lifetimes. Not always his fault. So
That's inner child healing karma, or is it just past life?
Oh, inner child, past life, pretty much everything.
Right.
I feel like he used to be a gangster at one time. Got away with it pretty good. What, 1920s? He did smuggle people, by the way. Not human trafficking to a degree, but it did.
Like a coyote. Right.
Asians. Yeah, he used Asians.
Huh.
Yeah. I see that. Yeah, 1920s somewhere.
Interesting. Well, he's fascinated with war. You can't get enough of it. You know, I feel like he was something, with that or like some violent, lifestyle or whatever. But yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, there's a lot of Vietnam energies.
Yeah, he wanted to go to Vietnam. He just wasn't old enough.
Yeah, it was Vietnam. Yeah, he's been a Vietnamese in his past life. So yeah.
Yeah, he's not cut from the same cloth. I mean, the guy is just, I don't know. I'm not gonna say anything about it right now, but yeah, I understand there's a lot of healing there to go.
Well, he has a lot of Anunnaki connections too.
Right.
He's like a rogue Anunnaki. He just didn't want to be like his family. He wanted to be something different. So he's still looking for his identity.
In a sense, that's what his parents are as well. They're very Anunnaki, but they went rogue from the family as well to do their own thing. So I guess it's kind of poetic that he was their kid.
Yeah. It's all about finding independence. It's like you grow up in a family and you have to be like a doctor. Your family's a doctor, and you and your grandparents want to be something different than tradition, as you said. So yeah, it's just basically finding internal identity. He's having trouble.
I guess it runs in the family.
Yeah, because the
generation is always bucking the one previous to them.
Yeah, the war was an identity, and it's still having trouble releasing it. Well, you can like my lifetime, become addicted to it.
Yeah, it's entertainment for them.
Yeah, if you can't find anything else, like some people find music or even relationships as an addiction, war is exciting. Yeah, it's adventure. Even if you get an arm blown off or something, you're still like, wow, that was neat.
Yeah, but all the war movies are the old wars, all the new wars. There's nothing exciting or
no. This world's had enough of it.
Yeah,
it's cycled through everybody's war. Everybody's war is here.
So, do you see like a butterfly effect with the energies of our, releasing the war energy? Is it impacting the rest of the universe?
Yeah, it's definitely the universe war is here. It might not fully see it. I mean, it wanted to do a World War III, but was stopped. But it could have went to a World War IV or V. We don't have a plan at all.
You just got souls like me here who are tired of fighting.
Yeah, they're just sick of it. Yeah. But you had to go through a lot of darkness yourself to come here to deal with all this. So you have to be already used to the darkness in other places. And that's a lot of souls don't understand. It's like, why would you come here? Well, somebody has to do it. It's like somebody has to.
Right.
Yeah. It's just, yes, it's nice to have pina coladas at an island, but somebody has to be in the war zone to help others.
Yeah. It's just my meditation. Just to get away from it, but when you open your eyes, you're right back where you're at.
Yeah, so if you're living a life that you don't feel like why am I choose this? It's actually a service to others' life. Actually, you're actually
chalk it up. It's at least I'm doing something.
Yeah, exactly. You're just living this. You feel like you're not living it. You are. You're living something like, man, I could be, having what I want and relationship, whatever it is. But instead, you chose this, and so that's it truly is a service to others. You're just not always seeing it.
I'm just waiting for the time to come where I get the green light, to do as I please. When my mission
things have not opened up to move yet. Yeah, because the world needs you right where you right now. Where you
right.
Eventually, you'd be like the cats where they can just jump all over the place and go anywhere. Just hasn't happened just yet.
Get my passport, my visa.
Yeah, we do see. When you said that, we do feel France there.
Huh? Yeah. Well, I do have connections there from the French Revolution. I was on the losing side. But
yeah, the France. France might need you more than you need France. So doesn't mean you'll live there or you might just go there. You'll probably feel something there. That's for sure. There's a lot of Archon energies there.
I walk through Versailles. Let's see if I get any downloads.
That's why why many of you are located where you are. If you went to places where you had a lot of your main incarnations, I don't know if you'll be able to function there. You'll have all these flashbacks like, wow, I was really here at one time. You know everything for some reason. So things just look familiar. So
that's why I'm excited to take trips like that, to see if I get those flashes.
Interesting. You also have a connection to Canada too.
Interesting, like Nova Scotia.
Yeah.
Was that because I had a feeling like I was exiled from a country and I was sent, you know, up north. Was that the case, or was I like a Canadian born there?
Well, it feels like I feel like a Native American connection.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So yeah, Indian lifetime. This is a long time ago. That other Nova Scotia, yeah, but it feels like you were an Indian before that, moving the energies of the land.
Is there like a specific part of Canada that I can, you know, Google and look up?
Yeah, no, it's British Columbia.
All right, cool.
Some Vancouver, but mostly British Columbia.
Very cool. All right, thank you for that.
Setting the stage for that area.
Okay, I got a question about these masks. When they get around my neck, it becomes really tight, and I all of a sudden popped up with the word being choked out. Is there lifetimes? Okay. Is there more than one lifetime where I was choked out, or?
You're choked by a mask? Isn't the mask around the mouth though? Or
you know how when it gets down around your neck, it feels like tight, and so it came back a flash of being choked out.
Well, you've been hung. You've been hung many times. I see hanging.
Okay.
Middle ages hanging. Yeah. So you had a tarp, it's hard put over your head, or a bag, and then you got hung. That's what I see there.
Was I a witch?
Yeah, but also just like a girlfriend that was going against her husband or boyfriend or whatever. Just didn't want to deal with that anymore. So a lot of times I had to deal with that. Yeah, there's several times. It was more like that than the witch thing. Because they even called a witch, but you weren't necessarily a witch. Yeah.
So, like being hung for adultery?
Being hung for just going against the husband, just breaking free. Not always adultery, no, just going against his ways.
So, just being order.
The ex-husband?
Your head? Yeah.
Okay, that explains a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, you're just clearing out the karma with that. But he felt like connection. He wasn't always terrible, but over time he was a king in the life. He was like a jealous king at one time. Very selfish.
Yeah, we've dealt with. I think we have. How far back do we go? Because I feel like we have a lot of karma.
Yeah,
and I don't know that I can get it all cleared out in this lifetime.
Well, it's ancient Rome. It feels like it goes to Egypt also, but mostly ancient Rome. Yeah. It's also lifetimes in Sudan. You knew him. Yeah, we've been partners. And it worked out for the most part, but then eventually he got dark, as you can see. Currently.
Yeah, was it just a control issue? Just being a free spirit and not being able to control?
Yeah. Well, he just got corrupted by wealth, his past life, and just he lost himself basically.
Yeah, it happened in this lifetime.
Yeah, he lost
the
respect
exact
for
same
himself and others.
Yeah.
So as a cycle, he can't seem to. He has no self-love for himself, basically.
So I don't want to repeat this. That's the whole thing.
I don't think you will.
Because I know I've repeated it several times.
Yeah,
trying to help him out of that karmic role.
You don't have to help him anymore. Just don't marry him again.
Oh, no.
Or have a relationship with him in the future lifetimes. You just gotta tell yourself.
No. Is there a particular king that he was that I can look up more about?
They're not.
Or a particular. Can you give me a time period?
Oh, Constantine.
Oh.
Around that time period. It wasn't Constantine, but he was around that time period. Yeah.
Okay.
That's when people. Yeah, they became super selfish back then.
Yeah.
Yeah. When the church came in, they just became greedy and just lost their minds.
So was it in that family?
No.
No. More of a
Roman descent, yes. More Irish descent.
Okay. Because that's what I meant. That's what I am. I'm a lot of Irish and Indian.
He also has Russian connections too. I think you do too.
Tartaria.
Yes.
Yeah. Go ahead, Brock.
So lately, I've been in my head a lot, and like I've just been working on trying to be more present and like build my confidence. I was wondering if you have any tips for that.
Releasing reptilian connections from your past, whatever comes to mind. Video games seem to be something that might remind you. You don't have to play a video game, but if there's video games that seem that you have a connection to or are drawn to, most likely a part of that reality. So it's just basically discovering yourself. Yeah, you have a lot of trauma connected to you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you have been human trafficked in your past, but not like abused physically. I mean, if you were, you're like punched or beat up. That was more like during the biblical times, though. So,
Oh, okay.
using a slave during that. So yeah, you're just releasing a lot of tension. Yeah, that's what I see there.
Thank you.
So, yes. Blessings.
Yes, hello.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, hi. I came to Canada like 20 years ago, and is there any connection with this country?
Yeah, I've had many lifetimes there. There was I'm hearing myself as I speak, by the way.
Can you repeat?
Well, we hear. It's difficult for us to connect as we keep hearing ourselves as we speak. But yeah, you have a lot of royalty connected to that time period. So. Yeah, like the beginning of Canada, it seems. When it became connected to the English, you had incarnations through all that, it seems. That's what I see there. Yes. You also have a connection to New York City. But you moved back. You traded with New York. You're just like a trader, a business person, like goods, farm, food, things like that.
Yeah, I felt some connection with New York. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually, someone told me that I was in something 20s, like a mafia guy thing.
A parallel version of you. Yeah. I don't think it was you and I feel like another version.
How is this thing with the versions? I am still puzzled. I mean, how many versions can you have, or
infinite.
So what? So I have they all evolve, or someone from your higher soul has to put them together, or are there expression of what?
It's just that you want to experience a lot of things. So you're just curious. Curiosity.
And who this curiosity comes from the spirit, or?
Yes.
Oh my goodness! So spirit is a bad boy.
Not really. Well, for existence. I mean, what are you going to do when you're created? Go look at, try new things, or just sit around.
Yeah. Okay. So if I develop a love for another country like Mexico, does Canada is going to let me go there?
Yeah, eventually. It feels like you're clearing karma there.
Yeah, like I'm clearing karma for Canada, or for myself, or
For yourself.
Okay, so I use my work to clear. So okay,
Yes.
I got it. Okay, thank you.
Zoe, when I was in the SSP as a border control for Mars,
Mhm.
did I do a complete 20-year and back?
Oh, it feels like a 50-year.
So I did multiple
Mhm.
times.
Yes.
Do you know what ages that I agreed to go?
All I see is age 16.
Okay. Thank
I think we're about to. This is coming to an end. Is there any other questions before we go? Before I go?
Oh yeah, Hazel has a question. I'll read it for they asked you about the Zeta female who came into the physical for me this past week. She asked me to hold open door in my consciousness for her to come and stand beside me, and it was physically uncomfortable. I wasn't able to hold it for very long, but she was gentle and I can't continue sleeping on my lap while she was there.
This is is this a canine or what is this? We didn't hear
This
that all.
Zeta female being who came into her
Oh
physical
yeah,
this past week.
that's a sister. It was like a sister energy. Yeah, it's this one that has a lot of service to self energies to heal. So it just came in to show that it still has not healed itself, basically. So, but you showed it love. You know, there's still a lot of stubbornness going on there, as you can see. That's all.
Well, yeah. Speaking of that service to self, is there any messages that you can give us on your way out about healing the feline influences here on this planet that is kind of in mainstream society how people are treating one another?
Well, yeah, the feline self can be very about itself. Very, very obviously we're talking about the service to self. Yeah, they can just cut out the rest of the world and only care about themselves. But they can heal friends and family, but they sometimes they have trouble healing who they are. So and that's where the canine can heal the feline when the feline can't heal itself. Feline can heal others, but it can't heal itself. So the canine comes in to share love. That's why it's all kind of a mixed bag here, basically. So for service to self, it's more you show love even for the people that are like that. It's like you show compassion, even if they're nasty to you or horrible to you, and show like you show decency to them. Eventually, they calm that side of themselves down. It's like, wow, it's not working. It's like being a monster isn't what I thought it would be, because you're not showing fear to them anymore. You're just showing you feel the pain, but you're not showing fear. They don't like that. The fear keeps them going.
Right. I see that on personal levels.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you for that. Blessings to you.
All right. Blessings to you all on your journeys. Yes,
Blessings to you, and thank you for helping Ivan.
Yes.
Thank you. Blessings.
Blessings.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Ivan.